Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Culture Connects podcast. I'm your host, Friederica Honey Turner. For those of you tuning in for the first time, I'm a West Side Chicago native, proud U.S. Navy veteran, a mother of four, serial entrepreneur, the CEO of Turner Marketing Solutions LLC, and the vice president of the Aisha Sisterhood. I'm so excited to have you all here today. Thank you all for joining me. Please take this time out to share this podcast to your social media. We definitely need your support. Our topic tonight is redirecting our troubled youth. We all know the struggles that our youth go through today, but we also know that with the right guidance and support, we can help them find a better path. And to help me dive deep into this conversation, I have someone who is very, very pivotal, who's going to give us some very insightful information on this, raw and real. Please welcome everyone, Cicero Red. Hey, Red.
Hey, honey, it's an honor to be here with you tonight. Truly a blessing. Grateful, you know. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Okay. Talk to us. Say something, Red. Now, don't get
Oh,
quiet now.
you want me? Okay. I thought you was gonna ask me something. Okay, I don't right. But so yeah, like I've been talking to you about, like I talk to a lot of people. I try to reach out to all the youth out here, when I can, and I runs into so many of them, and like I tell everybody that tells me, man, I'm just staying out the way. No, man, that ain't we that what we cannot do, stay out the way, man. You got, each one teach one, you know what I mean? For instance, like it's impossible to try to reach a whole group of youngins, right? What I do is I observe first. I sit back and observe who they look up to. Cause see, in every hood you got out here, I don't care where you at on planet Earth, there's a hood, and it's
Yes.
somebody. Them shorties look up to somebody, right?
Yes, they do. Yes, they
And
do.
that's who I target at. That's somebody who they look up to. Slide into them, befriend them. At some point, we gonna be kicking it. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna look up to me. He gonna listen to me. Now that's who you reach. You don't try to reach every one of them because it's impossible to do that. We know it's impossible to do that. So, but if you get to one, and get him to start listening to you, you'll see change happening. You know what I'm saying? I see it all the time down here everywhere I go. Oh man, they go, oh Jesus for Red. You know what I'm saying? They break over there, and I give them all type of advice, and I let them know where they headed to. Let them know where I've been, what all the shit I've been through. You know what I'm saying? And I catch their whole undivided attention all the time. And before you know it, you done planted a seed that's going to grow into something positive. And that's what I strive every day to do. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not an angel. I'm still growing every day. You know, uh, right now I've been home since January 2013. Nobody ever thought I'd have been home that long, because I was known before I'm on parole. I'm popped back off, and people used to place bet how long they gonna last. You know what I'm saying? Because I was known. I used to say, man, I visit the street, but I live in the joint. You know, that's what I had
Mm.
put in my head because I did more time in the streets. I mean, in the joint than I did in the street. So I was actually visiting the streets until I just woke up one day, man. I'm like, man, I'm tired of this shit here, man. I can't live like this here, man. I'm
That's
blessed to see the years that I've been on this earth because everybody I grew up with, they no longer here. I mean, all of them. Yeah, I'm the last man standing out my whole crew. Everybody gone.
right.
Either killed or died from fentanyl, And I'm like, man, this shit
Wow.
crazy. But I'm still here, blessed to be the last man standing that from my crew. I try to do what I can for the younger generation. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody got to speak up. We can't all not just stay out the way. Because we stay out the way, ain't nothing gonna change, man. You know, it's just not. So, that's where I'm at with it now. Like I say, I've been home since 2013, and I came home. I said, man, I know I can't do the things that I was doing. That shit ends up leading me back to where I come from, and I'm tired of that. I can't do it no more. I'm gonna take this workforce shit serious, and that's what I did. So right now, I have picked up more skills in the workforce in these 11, 12 years I've been home uh than the average man to pick up in a lifetime because I chose to take it serious. I wanted to learn, and every job I had been going up, better jobs. I lose one, I get a better one, and that's where I've been at with it because I took this shit serious, because I was tired. I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired, all the way around, So I had to
Right.
change the whole program, my way of thinking, because that slick thinking that I thought I was doing, yeah, it lasts for a good minute. I make it look good while I'm there, but I never get a long run, just like
Mhm.
when I was using, I never really got out there bad because I was never in the street long enough to get out there bad, you know.
Right.
So when I started picking up the low, but first of all, let me say I started getting high because it looked cool. My era, coming from out west, all the players with the long butters, we wearing tailor-made tops and snakeskin stumps, you know what I'm saying? They drinking syrup and it just looked slick. So I was, actually what 20, 21 years old before I even started anything. Because like I said, when I was growing up, see, we had OGs in the hood. They used to look out for us. And I can never forget coming in the hallway one time, one of the OGs I used to look up to coming off kids in Lexington. I seen him shooting up dope and he grabbed me and he collared me and said, man, if I ever catch you doing this here, I'm gonna kill you. I said, man, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. And see, he planted to see that I knew I wasn't gonna never do nothing as young because I always thought about what he did and what he
Right.
said he'll do to me. And this guy I really looked up to, you know. And he told me if I knew there was something wrong about getting high back then, and
Right.
it kept me from getting high until I was grown and I, failed and started doing my own and shit. That cycle be lasted for what, another 20 years? Up till
Okay.
I was 45 years old. So yeah. So yeah.
Wow. Okay, cool. So tonight we're gonna keep it real and talk about what our kids are going through and how we can redirect them. And Red, I know that you definitely have some thoughts and stuff on this, and you have a history that can actually validate you to these young kids because a lot of times they really they don't respect us. We old. They don't respect the OGs and elders like we did. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So we're gonna take
True.
a
True.
brief commercial break and then we're gonna tap back into this. Stay
All
tuned,
right.
you guys.
Join us for our brand new podcast, The Culture Connects, hosted by Honey and her weekly guest co-hosts. We're diving deep into the latest current events and important issues affecting our culture. Catch us live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, streaming on YouTube and Facebook. Don't miss out on engaging conversations and insightful discussions. Subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Let's connect and explore the heart of our culture together. See you there.
All right, you guys, we're back. Okay, Red.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, I want to play this
Um,
brief video that I made for you,
all
and
right.
then we're gonna piggyback off the video and let the audience ask questions. Y'all
All
tune
right.
in.
The life of a real OG, Cicero Red. Cicero Red was born and raised on the west side of Chicago. Attracted to the game early on, Red started running the streets at the age of 12 and didn't stop until he turned 45. Red spent half of his life behind bars, learning some of the hardest lessons the hardest way. During those years, he dealt with drugs, gangs, and guns. He loved fast cars and beautiful women. And the ladies loved Cicero Red, so the pimping came naturally. During his last bit, Red knew he had to make a change. So, he made a decision. Released from prison at age 50, Red now lives a clean, healthy, and positive life. Today, he's turned all that experience into a mission to help the next generation not make the same mistakes. We are truly proud of you, Red. May this new chapter in your life be the most rewarding one yet.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah,
I'm glad you
yeah.
liked it, brother. To
Yeah.
all our viewers, chime in. We welcome any and all input. Ask any questions. Let's talk about it. Let's chop it up. So, Red, come on, talk to us.
Well, it's like you say. Uh, I started. I started my life of crime in the streets at the age of 12. Uh, Learning how to steal candy out of stores. My mother was a damn good mother, strongest black woman I have ever known. And I'm not just saying it because it's my mother. She had 3 sons, but she was on her own, and she did everything she could for us, but unfortunately, when you're young like that, and you see a different way in those streets, you take it, and for me, my whole little crew that ran with me, I was the leader. So I set the pace. I set the pace. So we learned from stealing candy out of stores to going to Sears and Robots, stealing clothes, and you know, actually selling clothes to everybody in the neighborhood, school clothes for the parents for their kids, all that. We did all that. And so once now we addicted to getting money in the streets. Mama and them ain't got to take care of us no more. You know what I'm saying? So, that's how all that began. And shit just grew. It grew, and before I remember reading one of Donald Goins' book. I remember him mentioning the word being street poison. So I like using that because that's exactly what we were, street poison. You know, uh I by the time I think I had went to Audi home maybe 14, 15 times before they decided to send me to St. Charles. you know, send me to St. Charles, and boy, that's when everything really began. Learned how to do the St. Charles shuffle. I don't know if you're probably not familiar with, but it's the way you box. It's a stylish boxing game, learned all that. So by the time I was the first one in my hood to go there. Well, me and one of my rappers, peace be upon him, he dead and gone now. But when we came home, we was the ones to look up to. And so we was, mentally we was gone already. There wasn't nothing you could tell us then, because mentally in our head we was grown. So as a result of that, I think I was out a few months, went back, got out again. I was a couple of months shy from my 17th birthday. And I think June at 1980, shit, I went to penitentiary. Me and my 2 rappers caught an armed robbery then. 17 years old. You know what I mean? 17. First, let me say this here. I've been to prison 11 times. From 1980 to 2013, I had both trades, 3 deuces, 2 6s, a 7 and a 10. Those are my bits, right? And like I said, I never made it on parole on either one.
Toby
And
also say Cicero Red. She didn't throw up the black heart. We love Cicero Red.
who was that?
And she said, wow, to that 11 bits, Red. I didn't know about them 11 bits, y'all, but I knew some of the backstory. Come on, Red, keep it going. Toby, you got some questions?
Who was that?
My girlfriend, Toby.
Oh, Toby, yeah, I know Toby. Toby grew up with me.
I
Toby, the
know
original
Toby Austin. Yeah,
kid.
we
Yeah,
know her brothers.
much
Yeah,
love
yeah.
to
That's what
you.
I said. Toby 11 times. Damn, Red.
Toby should have known. Toby should know that. They always knew I was missing. I wasn't dead. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's a saying when you
Now
don't
he
see
wrong, ain't he,
somebody,
Toby?
you know.
He wrong for that.
But it's the truth. That's a saying that they, we grew up with. If you don't see a person, either they dead
You know,
or
in
they,
jail. Yeah,
for real. And that saying really, unfortunately, is true though. You know what I
it
mean?
is. It
So
is.
yeah, that cycle kept going, until I hit 50. Uh, that mug shot in black and white with the long hair, that was my last mug shot that I had taken. Right. That picture, everybody say I look mean, like I was ready to kill something. See, it wasn't that. What it was, I was mad at myself. I couldn't believe that I allowed myself at the age of 45 to put myself back in that position to be popped off again, knowing that these people ain't finna play with me. I done been down 10 times already. You know what I'm saying? And here I am again facing these folks. So and it took,
Yes,
like we
yes,
was talking
yes.
earlier, it took all the money I done saved up to give it all back
Back to him.
just to get them to get me down to 10 years. I had to really fight in that county jail for 17, 18 months just to get that number down to 10,
I know.
and
I know.
I knew then, like, hey, whatever I get when I go down and I come back, it's
It's
over.
over with.
It's over with. I'm done.
Yeah.
And I just take what I do today serious, and just to keep myself. I don't want to die in nobody's penitentiary, because I seen a lot of brothers just die there. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be one. So I got to do what I got to do out here and stay free, stay focused, and then try to help these younger brothers and sisters out here, that's going down that road, And like I say, man, a lot of it's just so easy to give up. I don't give up. And I've been fortunate to work with this last job I had, not this job, and then off and on we work with them too. Some I done met a lot of state troopers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I used to look like the average criminal. I don't fuck with police, right? But believe it or not, working side by side with some of them people, right? I get to learn who they really are. Now, and I don't hide my past from nobody. I let you know, yeah, I'm a convicted felon. I've been in prison multiple times, but I'm not that guy no more. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
And
That's
and
right.
I come to find out that they ain't no different from me. Like I had a lot of them tell me, man, I don't know how the hell I with these, especially the brothers. I don't know how I with this job and shit I used to do. I just wasn't caught up, you know what I'm saying? So they ain't no different from us. They just got a job to do. But they also have like trouble youth programs and stuff like that. They like, man, we'd love for you to be come and speak at some of our gatherings, man. When we have the meetings with the trouble youth. I'm like, yeah, man, that's what I'm about, man. If I can ever, you know, put me in that position, I'm always be there for them little guys, man. You know what I'm saying? I done been to youth centers up here in Georgia a couple of times, and I done helped a couple of them little guys get jobs when they got out. And doing good, doing good. You know what I'm saying? I study mentor to them. They got any problem, they ain't call me, man. We'll talk about it, and I get them calls all the time. And so that's what we got to do. We have to stay with it. Don't give up on them. Because I ain't gonna give up on them. If
Me
I'd have
neither.
had,
I ain't giving up. I ain't
I,
giving up.
I
I ain't
had certain
giving up.
individuals, like I
Peace
told
and
you,
love, Kelly.
I had
Peace
one
and
to keep
love.
me off drugs. I had one to keep me off drugs, scared me to death. If he catch me doing that shit, he gonna kill me. That kept me from messing
Yeah.
with drugs until I was a grown man. So
Yeah.
it works. It works, but you got to be willing to work with them. And we
That's
know we
right.
know how I deal with a lot of these young ones. But what we fail to forget, we was young before too. We was young before too. That's what a lot of us feel. Man, I don't understand these young man. We was young before. We did a lot of dumbass shit too.
Now, on
I
that
had
note, hold on, Red. On that note, peace and
yeah.
love, brother Kelly. He said peace and love to us, Red.
I
So
love to you, my brother.
now I know your journey has been a tough one, but your dedication to making a difference now is inspiring. We hear so many young people getting involved in these dangerous lifestyles at such a young age. What do you think is pulling them in to that? Like, what is drawing them in? It's times that hard in the household. Like, what's going on that got
See,
these kids rushing to the streets like this? And
because first of all,
really being dangerous. Like, I jumped off the porch a little early too, but we wasn't dangerous. These kids is dangerous.
because first of all, you got right now what's going on. It's cool to be a gangster. Everybody want to be a gangster. And gangsters is known for shooting people. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool right now to do that until you caught up. See, once you caught up, that's when reality kick in. You know, and you got a lot of the guys that they'll go down, do a few months, and come back. Like, man, I don't want no more of that. And they're the ones that need your guidance, right? Then you got some that, man, that wasn't nothing. It wasn't nothing to them. And unfortunately, I was one of them too. It just kind of made me like a little tougher because I didn't have nobody older to. So I'm the oldest brother out of three, and I didn't have no father, so I really didn't have nobody. And a woman really can't raise a boy into a man. She can do her best, all she can, but them streets will grab them at some point. It really will. So you got to be able to when you see them, especially when they coming home, that's the time you snatch them, and show them a different way.
Hold on, Red. I'm gonna say this, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna piggyback off what you just said. I have two sons. I have a 21-year-old son, and I have a 14-year-old son. My 21-year-old son, his father, even though we are not together, has never not been there. Never. When I say never, I mean never. His daddy he ain't never abandoned me. He ain't never abandoned him. He ain't never abandoned us. Even though, it was growing pains in the beginning, like we never forgot about the primary objective, which was our son. Okay. But here go the hit though. I never took him to child support either. So maybe some of that resentment wasn't there too. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know. That's another show. That's another topic for another show. But my son was great. I'm talking honor roll student, athlete, Now he smoked a little weed, you know what I'm saying? But he graduated from high school on time. We didn't have no real problems out of this kid. A good kid. But it seemed like once he turned 2021, the streets grabbed him. And it really wasn't nothing me or his father could do. And it's been painful for me and his dad. I don't know about the son, but it's been painful for us to just even watch him struggle with this. But at the same time, like, we just try to love on him and keep him encouraged. I sent him to his father, about a month ago, you know what I'm saying? So it's new, but I'm thankful that his dad had a place for him to come and he's standing on him, because young men need their fathers, you know what I'm saying? And as a mother, I have never been that kind of woman to like, you ain't seeing, I didn't use my child as a weapon. I was very thankful for the support, the help, but just like what you said, man, at some point, It don't matter whether you single mama or not. Like these streets is coming and they grabbing these kids. It's in the music, it's in the videos, it's in the games.
Right,
They just bombarded by negative
right,
influence.
right. Absolutely. As that's something you just said, and I was going to speak on that. Guns is like, like you said, them games. And I be listening to how serious they take them games, right? And they'll be online getting into it with each other in them games. And that leads to a whole nother thing right there. You know what I'm saying? Because I just seen it.
Red.
I seen it.
This
You
was
know.
this one of the reasons my son got put out. Let me tell you what happened one night.
Mm,
I'm in the bed. Now I sleep in the basement. My son's bedroom is like pretty much kind of like above mine, but to the side.
right.
So I'm hearing ML for woo 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 BAN, like he going crazy.
Right.
I wake up out my sleep. I think somebody is in my home and got my son jammed up. So,
Right.
I do what I got to do down there. I come upstairs, right? I'm ready to go.
Wow.
He's sitting in the room in the dark with some headphones
Right.
on
Right. Right.
and LED lights, and I'm sitting up here ready to go, and he
Right.
cussing that screen.
Right. Somebody online. Somebody online. He into it with it. Yeah, I know.
He damn near gave me a whole heart attack.
But
It's
you had a
like
right to
after
feel like that.
midnight.
Right.
I got a 14-year-old son that got to go to school the next day, and I'm thinking some people in my home. Man, I
Right.
couldn't believe it. Oh, that was all. He was breaking the straw right there.
Yeah, but see, you had a right to feel that because see, that's where it started at, right there. But they're gonna take it out. They're gonna take it out to the street. Like, yeah, drop that low. You know what I'm saying? When they say drop that low, oh, it's on. Now, what they're saying, you got hard enough to drop that low? Because I'll meet you there. You got to show up. You know what I'm saying? And there it is. There it is. And then a lot of it started right there on them video game. It really do. It really do. So
Believe it, Red.
it's
I
like
couldn't
it was
believe it.
designed.
I
When
couldn't
you really
believe
look at it, like this shit was designed like that.
Yes. Nita Nina said they be serious about them video games. Yes, sis,
Yeah,
they be serious. I'm talking about
yeah,
it. That was such a dangerous situation because when I tell you I came upstairs ready to go, I'm ready to go. TTG, I'm ready to go. This boy sitting up in the dark with headphones on, screaming at a screen. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. First of all, why you that loud this late, knowing your brother got to go to school in the morning, knowing I'm asleep? Like, it was unbelievable. They that serious?
I know.
Is that
Yeah,
serious?
yeah.
Oh
That's
man.
why you got
Oh
to
man,
pay
that's
for it.
dangerous.
There's
Yes,
no doubt
the
about
whole PTSD, baby. I was at
it.
war around here, but it was about to go up. I'm ready.
I know it.
And
I
trust me when I
know
tell you I was locked and loaded, baby. I was locked and loaded. But it kind of threw me off once I got upstairs and it was still dark, wasn't no lights on. I'm like, what's
Right.
this? And going there, and he got them headphones. I was so
Right.
overdone. Like, stick a fork in me. I'm done. And boy, it's time for your ass to go, cause you done lost your mind around here. I'm talking about my adrenaline flowing. Like, I'm ready, girl. That was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, and they drive like GTA on the road. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Right. I see it all the time. I see it all the time. I know
Now,
exactly
do they
what
be
you're talking
driving
about.
like GTA down there in Atlanta too, Red? Because I know they be riding slick down there. Do they drive crazy?
It be scaring the hell out of me. I
So
didn't think
Red down
those
in
people.
Atlanta now. He didn't left us. He didn't left Chicago, even though he a West Side
Yeah,
native. You did,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. I've
he
been
down
down
there
there
in the
since
A now.
I got off parole in 2016. When I was locked up the last time, I didn't even know. son just came to me and said, man, when you get off parole, just go and leave from Chicago, right? And I didn't even know what the hell how it was gonna happen or nothing. I just knew I wanted to get up out of there, because I spent, that's where I'm from. I love the land and all that, but when you, in my mind, when if I'm gonna change, I need to change everything. You know what I'm saying?
Everything.
Give myself a start on something. Well, I don't really know people. They don't really know me. Just change it all. That's what worked for me. I don't get me wrong. I was cool in Chicago. I was working at Midwest Canvas over on Kilpatrick and Lake.
Red, you're gonna always be cool here because everybody loves you.
And I always buck for the top, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting back observing. I'm like, man, just being a regular employee, I ain't gonna get it. I got to supervise. I got to do something bigger than what I'm doing, right? And before you know it, I was supervising a 16-man crew and paying attention to the guy driving the flatbed truck. I'm like, man, this truck automatic. So if it's automatic, I can drive anything automatic. It's all in the turns and giving yourself enough room to turn in the same way backing up. So the guy busted his knee up. They didn't have a driver. I said, man, I could drive that. They said, you got a license? Hell yeah. Next 3 years, I drove that.
Damn.
So cause like I said, when I came home, I knew I didn't want to go back. I knew that I had to take the workforce serious, and cause I got to, like I said, it's 3 of us. My brother in the middle, he always worked. And he always told me, I always used to tell him, man, I'm proud of you. You can get up every morning and go to work. And he was like, man, but I don't be having money like you be having, man. I said, yeah, but you ain't got to watch your back. You ain't got to wonder when you're going to catch a case, when you're going back to the penitentiary. When I go to the joint, I lose everything. But when I come back out, you done made another step forward up, so I wanted that. You know what I'm saying? I wanted what he had. I just didn't think it was in.
Listen, the audience, they talking to us, Red. We got to give me 1 second. Queen Sue said, yep, she in total agreement. But she loves you anyway, so she might be a little biased.
Queen Sue. Yeah, blessings to you, Queen Sue. I ain't talked to the Queen in a while, but I got to find some time to call the Queen, But all blessings to you, Queen Sue.
All right. And Kelly Allen say they be playing that Call of Duty and bring the fan to the streets with them poles. That they numb to killing because they killing on the game for hours out of the day. Yeah, you're right, brother. You're right. They do. And it does make them numb. And I think for some reason, those video games it bring a false reality. You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? I don't think because the video games cannot exhibit the finality of those decisions. Because they can go back on there tomorrow and kill the same person 5 more times. See, so it's not the same, Nita Nana say, better stop it with the guns. Those harsh prison penalties for our Black community, they be ready to make our people convicted felons. Yes, they do, Nita. Yes, they do. Absolutely. Yes, they do. And that's the plan. See, the fight is fixed. And that's the problem that these young kids don't know. And they won't listen to us that do know. Because I told my son a long time ago, baby, the fight fixed. That's why it's best that you do what you do best. And that ain't that. Because at the end of the day, they making money off of y'all. As soon as you go to jail, baby, you a product. You a product. That's the only time you can have legalized servitude is in prison. It's legal. It's legal. What's up, Shy Jim? Peace and love. I love you always. Always. Queen Sue said peace and blessings. That's right. Okay. Now we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, we're going to continue our conversation. Stay tuned, you guys.
All right. All right.
Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm Honey here with my special guest co-host, Cicero Red. And our topic is redirecting our troubled youth. Red, tonight you shared some of your story with us, and it's clear that you've seen the worst of what the streets have to offer. But God is good because you made it through. What
Absolutely.
would you say
Absolutely.
to a young person out there who's in the same position that you at maybe 12, 15, or even 18 years old? Like, speak to the younger person. What would you say to them?
See, well, first of all, it gonna take like people like myself, the ones that's not trying to stay out the way. You got to get in the way. You got to get in the way. See, like I say, a lot of these little young brothers, they don't have fathers. They don't have, the role models is the ones picking up the guns, you know, and
And
doing
giving
all
them
but
to them.
right. You know what I'm saying? And so, you got to befriend them. You got to show them that, man, I care for you, little brother. Come here, man, let me talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Uh, any spare time you got, put it in with them. You know what I'm saying? Show them that somebody, man, you'll be surprised how many of these young guys just, man, that OG care about me. You know what I'm saying? See, once
Yeah.
you get him to know that you care about him and where he going in life,
Yeah.
you'd be surprised what he'll do to follow you, man. You know, but if you just gonna stay out the way, you ain't happy. You really ain't happy. You ain't happy. So I ain't never staying out the way. I'm sliding right into him. I'm starting conversation, catch his attention. And just stay on him. Just stay on him. See, like when I was in Chicago, it was more easy because see, I'm in the hood. Last place I stayed on was on Care right off Kids. I had several of them little guys looking up to me, you know, and I'm talking about the little ones out there throwing rocks at cars, and I just slid into them. Now they become good kids. You know what I'm saying? Because I never would let up on them, because that's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. And anything you can to help them, you got to be there for them. Because one of the little guys, personally, his father had been killed when he was his mother was pregnant with him. So I verbally adopted him as my godson. And it was a bad little kid, but my heart went out to him, because I said I could change him. Ain't nobody there for him. I'm looking at his environment, and I knew when nobody there for him. He turned out to be a good little old kid, and I'm waiting on a certain individual to let me know how he is now, because he probably like 19, 20 years old now, because I've been
Right.
gone. But I know when I left, I had him on the path that he needed to be on, because I showed him that I cared for him. I said, "You my godson," and he turned out to be this little bad little kid throwing rocks at cars. I'm talking about little gangster. He when I drove up on the block, he like, "Man, who you looking for?" And I'm like, "Who you talking to, little man?" "I ain't no little man. Who you looking for?" I'm like, wow, so it was amazing to me. I said, you know what? I'm gonna work with this kid, and I did, and before I left, that little kid was going to school, getting A's and everything, you know what I'm saying? Because he
See, and
seemed to
we need more people like you, Red.
yeah, we got to
Interacting with the
step up.
youth. We got to get out there and, man, holler at them. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Stop with the big eyes and the little U's. Hold
I'm
on.
telling you.
My brother, my brother, my brother. On here it says Alameen Hanifi Hadari, but I know him as Brother Kent. He says,
Oh,
Queen and Big Bro Cicero Red, peace and love, family. Do you know him,
yeah,
Red?
yeah, that kid that used to work at Haymarket with me back in '05.
He been in jail for a long time, but he coming home, and when he do, I'm gonna make that introduction because
I know. Okay,
y'all
okay,
got to meet, man. This a powerful
okay.
brother, man. He been behind the wall for over 23 years, and he just love on Friederica and Aisha sisters. He love on the people. He love on the nation. Man, he just love. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
In
That's right.
every sense of the word, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be here right now doing a podcast because I wouldn't know how. Can't believe in me when it was just an idea. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying?
Absolutely.
And he believed in me to the point where Not only did he support my mission, but he had his woman show me what to do. It had Brooke not shown me what to do, there would be no Aisha Sisters Productions. There would not be no Aisha Sisters podcast. There would not be the Culture Connects podcast. It just wouldn't be. You know what I mean? So I got to give this brother the utmost
Absolutely.
respect because when I
Absolutely.
say,
Absolutely.
and then sponsored it for over a year.
That's what I'm talking about.
2
Yes, sir.
years. I'm talking about sponsored the whole movement. Like, man, when I say love, support, and in every sense of the word, and I just can't do nothing but show my love and respect, man. You know, it ain't no secret. It ain't no secret. You know, peace and
That's
love,
right.
bro.
That's right. That's right. All well.
Oh well,
Absolutely.
big mighty, not the little.
Absolutely.
All right. So come on with it, Red. Now, what was we saying? What was you saying?
So yeah, that's what basically, it's not it's all about not staying out the way, like I hear so many people say. Oh man, I'm just staying out the way. That word you'll never hear me use, because I ain't gonna never stay out the way. I'm in the way as long as my higher power will give me the strength to get up every day, keep me healthy. You know what I'm saying? And I can make a difference. I'm gonna make that difference. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make that difference. I'm not never gonna walk past. I can see when you've been out here, you can walk past any of these young guys out here and tell, man, something going on there. You know, man, they might be hungry, anything. I'll be, hey, little brother, how you doing, man? Man, you hungry? Man, yeah, come on in this restaurant with me, man. Bam, something to eat. You know what I'm saying? I do that. I do all that type of stuff. Then you strike your conversation up, see where his head at, see what he going through. See what you can do to help him.
Yep, have
And,
conversation over lunch. I do it all the time.
yeah,
You know what I
you know,
mean? And people be
man, you
like,
can
you
talk.
ain't scared to put no stranger in your car. No, not when I'm doing God's work. When
You know
I'm
what I'm
doing
saying?
God's work, I ain't never afraid. What you
Nah,
talking about?
you can't
I'm
be.
doing
You can't
God's
be. You can't be. I mean, and like it's, sometimes, everything ain't gonna work how you want it to work. Something might happen. It might be that one up the thing. Let me get all that. It might be him. You never know. I mean, fortunately, it ain't happened to me. But if it
me
did, it
neither.
still ain't gonna stop me from doing what I do. You know what I'm saying? Because see, I notice something every time I lose something. Every time somebody closes a door on me, God open one bigger for me. You know, I just lost the job that I had for 2 years, right? Doing
Yeah,
a damn
I
good job.
remember.
You,
Yeah,
you remember when we talked
yeah,
about that? And
yeah,
I'm talking about the people fired me so bogus. And it bothered me. I probably went into a state of depression for a couple of weeks. Then I
yeah.
realized who I was,
About
like, man, let me make this happen. Now I got a better job. I'm on the road. I'm making more
killing
money
them,
than I do in the workforce on
killing them,
any job. I'm making more money than I'm
killing them.
making now. And
And you still
someday,
doing God's work, bread, part and self,
absolutely,
because
absolutely.
you
It give me
helping the
more to
people.
do stuff with.
No, I don't. Okay, I talked to Red, so we have a rapport. But to the public, Red isn't that he does. They do his company. They do electrical work, and like I said, he's based in Georgia, northern Georgia, the Atlanta area, right? But when Hurricane Helene hit, they went straight down to Florida right
Yeah,
after that, and
yeah.
now they in Gainesville, Georgia, repairing
No, we
electrical lines to get these people back some power, right, Red? Ain't that where
we
y'all
yeah
in that
yeah we're in
vicinity?
Augusta. We're in
Augusta.
Augusta right now,
Okay.
but we might be in North Carolina next week. We might end up Tampa. Tampa finna get hit really hard. Everybody in there got to get up out of there. So we might end up down there a week, 2 weeks from now. Until it's
Right.
all over. Because these people, they just getting the power up down here where we at now, and getting their phones and their internet. Matter of fact, the hotel we stand in right now don't even have internet. So we still working on all of that. Once we get them right, then it's time to hit the highway, and
Go
probably back
somewhere.
down, and
Okay,
it
hold
gets
on one second. They talking to us again. Peace and love, Pooh. Simone Star. Tell your grandmama happy 94th birthday. You know what I'm saying?
That's a blessing
Um,
right there.
now, you might not know Simone Star, but her father was Jimmy Star. He was from off Cicero over there with Deuce now. You know
I
what I'm
gotta know.
saying?
I gotta
Oh
know.
yeah. Oh yeah. Queen
We
Sue
talking
say,
about land.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
talking
it's a
about
whole
land. I got to know.
it's a whole lot around here. Queen Sue
Oh,
said, God's plan is greater than we would ever know. Trust God way.
absolutely,
You ain't never lied.
absolutely,
But Queen Sue,
absolutely,
I'm biased because you my prayer partner. So we lean on God for everything. The natural, the supernatural, the seen, the unseen, you know. So that's just what it is, man. We got to always keep God first, man, in everything.
absolutely, absolutely. Everything else will fall in play. When you think I'm talking about when you think he ain't gonna show up, he gonna show up and show out on you. I promise you. I'm a living witness of that.
Won't he
You
do
know,
it? Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
I promise
I'm
you
a
on everything.
witness too. Yes, sir.
Everything. I'd have been sitting back like, man, how I'm gonna pay this $1,700 rent? You did, bam, there go a check in the mail. I'm like, boy, look at him. Showing up and showing up.
All the time.
Everything fall in place when you're doing the right thing for the right
Yes,
reason, you know what I'm
yes,
saying? And ask
yes.
God, because I ain't worried about, I'm talking about, since I've been home, I haven't worried about nothing.
What you see?
Everything that's supposed to happen happens, and that's just how it's been because I'm going to continue to do what I do. And like I said, I ain't no angel or nothing like that, but, because I still have a lot of flaws, but I try to be a better person today than I was yesterday. That's the goal every day. Is to try to be a better person than you was yesterday. You know, and that's what I move forward to do. And continue on to doing what I'm doing. And I've been talking to some people to try to start us a trouble youth program too. And try to really work with the trouble youth, like hands on, multiple people, you know, and
Well, I'm
I'm
gonna be
working
in
on
touch with you because on my last episode, the first episode, my premiere,
mm,
one of my girlfriends, a teacher, she works with CPS. Her name is Bridget McGill. She brought up that she would like to do a youth conference.
okay,
And so with the youth conference, I want all of my because if once you see all my co-hosts will be males except for possibly one. Um, this year, I might have some next year, but this year is all male co-hosts, and we want to bring all y'all together and do a conference with the young men. You know what I'm saying? We it's still in the it's still in the
right,
birthing process, but long as I know that you're willing, you know what I'm saying.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I'm there. I already told you whenever you need me, I'm gonna be there. For
Okay,
sure.
right
I'm
on,
just
right
right
on,
now. I'm just
brother.
trying to get through these next few months, get this storm duty assignment out the way. you know, where I can fall back for about a month. Without working. That is, you know what I'm saying?
That's
Because I ain't
part.
gonna never
That
fall
part.
back. Period. But as far as working the job, got about 3 months of it to do, and when it do kick in, we'll take like a month off, and everything to go back down to normal. I can stay working in the area that I'm from, and get
Right.
up off the highway because it'll get to you now.
Oh,
you know,
I get
Seven,
it, but
four
at the
o'clock
end
wake
of the
up
day,
call.
you
Other
doing
day before yesterday, we had to get up at 4 o'clock and then didn't get back in to 8. So yeah, but only strong survive.
you got it. It's in you. It's in you, not on you. So we ain't even worried about that. Brother Ken
Absolutely.
said, gratitude, my dear sister. And it's been a while, but we've rotated multiple times. but the uplifting of the youth must be done without fear. They sense fear and it won't resonate with them. You know what, brother?
Absolutely.
You ain't never lied, because I just jump out. You know what I'm saying? I pull up, I jump out. You know what I'm saying? But I come palms up and I introduce myself. I ain't jumping out
Absolutely.
rah rah. You know what I'm saying? But I pull up, I jump out. I always got a big smile. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming palms up, regardless to what it is, because sometimes you can pull up in some areas and may not know what's out there. I don't, I'm older now, so I don't know who got this block and who got that block.
Right.
But when I'm riding, and especially if I'm out west and I see brothers out, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm jumping out and I introduce myself. You know what I mean? And I have met some really cool people that way. Now, I don't recommend that to
Right.
any and
Right.
everybody. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm not saying
Right.
that I'm special, but what I am saying is I do God's work. You know what I'm saying? I don't just pull over every time I see a crowd. If
Right.
God
Right.
telling me
No.
pull over and
No.
holler at these people, I'm going with God. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna pray before I hop out, and it is what it is. But I'm saying that to say, like, I just agree, man. These young people, they need people who willing to really chop it up. Don't just pull up after something happened.
Right. Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, man, pull up while we out here kicking it, fellowshipping, get to know us. What's my name? What's your name? You understand what I'm saying? Everybody needs to, they want to feel like they matter.
Exactly.
They want to
Exactly.
feel like they matter. Brother Kelly Allen said, that's my MO too, Red. Be better today than I was yesterday. That's right,
You
bro.
know. Yeah. Me and Kelly, we talk about. That's my man. That's my man. Now, we talk about a lot of stuff like this all the time. We chop it up on the regular. You know. Yeah. We definitely know what signs to move in. For real. And if we apply, like I was telling somebody before, it's one thing to know our lit, but do you apply it to your life? See, I knew that when I first went to the penitentiary in 1980. I can recite it to you, but I wasn't living it
I
because I
wasn't
really didn't
living it.
know how
That's
to.
right.
You know,
Okay, I
I really
wasn't living
didn't
it,
know
and I
how
was eating ribs. I was eating rib tips from Coleman's. I wasn't following nothing. I'm just hollering
right,
Vice Lord.
right. And so but I go with
Ah,
when you know better, you do better.
yes, sir.
And I was one of the fortunate ones to rotate with Bobby Gore on the regular up in the Holy City. Unfortunate, he passed the same month I got out, January 2013, and I was still on. I said I had the band on me. I couldn't attend his funeral, but man, that's one of the most positive brothers I have ever met in my life. You know, and I was grateful to be able to go over there and sit down with him and really talk and really learn. You know, man, that was just a positive brother. I remember when I first came home in '82 when he was running Safer Foundation. And he was trying to get me a job, but I was 19. I went down when I was 17, got 19. Hey, Bobby, hey, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't trying to work, right? But he was trying to push me in, and I was ducking him though, But when you get, like I said, when you get older, you get wiser, you know what I'm saying? You do better with, and you try to give it back, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm all about now. The same thing he was trying to enforce on me. I'm trying to put that out there, to our younger, because it's some gonna listen, some not. We know that,
Right.
but for the ones that have ears to listen, I'm always bring it to them, and
That's
I
right.
ain't gonna give up. I ain't gonna give up on that,
Now, Brother
because
Sam Collins, part himself, bro. Brother Samuel Collins, he on here, Black Sam. He from Mississippi, but he live in Vegas right now. Peace and love, brother. It's always mighty palms up. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for joining in. Please share this podcast. Queen Sue said we need pre-support, not the kind that pull up for messy. We need to work on stopping the mess before it blow up. Exactly. And
right,
that's right. And that's what I was saying. Like,
right,
remember I used to jump out on them brothers, Queen. Shit, I'm pulling up. Peace and love, y'all. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm Honey. Whoop, whoop, whoop. But like this time I've been real busy, but I do that. You know what I'm saying? I believe in that. I believe in pulling up. And I know that, Queen Sue and doing with her peacekeeping, they've been doing a peacekeeper thing with Black Men United for the pretty much for half of the year. And they've been out and networking in the community, going to the different events and meeting the people and actually talking to the people. See, and that's what it takes. You have to be boots on the ground and not after, don't get me wrong, to all the people that do have those jobs to where you show up after something happens. I am not discrediting you. I appreciate you for everything that you do. I'm just saying that there are other people like me that, you know what I'm saying, can and should be boots on the ground and communicating with these younger people that need some direction and some guidance. You know what I'm saying? We was able to stand on those blocks and be on them blocks for hours when we was getting money on them blocks. You know what I'm saying? What's stopping us now? Because it ain't financially beneficial to us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's something, that we need to pay attention to. You know what I mean? But we're getting ready to close out. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us tonight, Red. Your perspective is invaluable. And I know it's going to make an impact. To everyone listening, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share this episode to your social media community. This message needs to be heard, and together we can make a difference.
Absolutely.
We'll be back next Tuesday. I'll be back next Tuesday, y'all, with another thought-provoking conversation. Okay. Next week we will be discussing homophobia, Black homophobia. Check out this brief message.
Welcome to The Culture Connects. Join us Tuesday, October 15th at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time as The Culture Connects podcast discusses Black homophobia, hosted by Honey and Demetrius. Honey, a West Side native, U.S. Navy veteran, mother of 4, and serial entrepreneur, brings her thoughtful insight to the conversation. Demetrius Chambers, a West Side native, father, aspiring food critic, and right-way player, will provide his own unique and candid perspective. We'll be discussing how homophobia continues to persist within our community and exploring the cultural reasons behind it. This is a conversation that needs to be had. Tune in live and join the discussion. Let's talk, learn, and grow together as we unpack the complexities of this sensitive topic. The Culture Connects podcast.
All right, you guys. Thank you all for joining us. I am Honey. This is the Culture Connects podcast, and we are signing out. Thank you, Red.
Always, it's a blessing to be with you.
Thank you for watching the Culture Connects podcast. Please join us next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am your hostess, Honey, and this is an Aisha Sisters production.